The Yummy Mummy Club.
Sharp knives, hot stove. The kitchen is definitely one of the most dangerous places when you have a little one on the move. Kenn Macfie is a safety expert and Julie Cole is a mom of 6. And they're going to show us how to kid-proof your kitchen. Brought to you by Huggies Little Movers. The diaper is shaped to let babies really move.
I'm a mom of 6. I have 6 little people running in this kitchen all the time. I don't want them burning their hands on the stove. I don't want them drinking bleach under the sink. But there's a lot of other stuff that they can get into that I'm learning about. Can you walk us through it?
Absolutely, Julie. The age group that we're most concerned about are toddlers. Toddlers have a reach of about 3 feet, which means that anything from this countertop and down, that's hands-on. So the things that we're basically looking for, alcohols, medications, cleaners, anything that they can get a hold of that's going to be hazardous to their health. Now, what we can do is fairly simple. We are going to lock up your cupboard doors and drawers. This particular case is a magnetic lock. This is magnetic key, and the best way to unlock the door is just like that. As you can see, here's your problem areas. We close the door, we've taken those problem areas away.
So let's look at the stove area.
Okay. There's a couple of things to think about when you're looking at the stove area. A child could very easily reach their hand up here and turn the gas on without necessarily igniting the flame, which from a carbon monoxide perspective, very dangerous. So the easiest thing that you can do is actually just to take the knobs off. Once you've done that and you want to use the stove, just pop it back on and use it as normal. The second thing is you want to make sure that you don't leave any pots with the handles facing out. If a child were to grab that while you're cooking and pull it down, serious scald, serious burns. Okay? Easiest thing to do, move it to the back, handle off to the side, no more problem.
Okay, question for you.
Absolutely.
I've heard something about how you shouldn't let your kids play with your pots and pans, but I think actually if my kids didn't play with pots and pans, they wouldn't have much in the way of toys. What's the theory there?
That's a great question, Julie. And the answer behind that is you want to make sure that children don't see pots and pans as a toy. If you've let them play with them as a toy in the past, and that happens to be here, they're going to want their toys back.
Okay. Okay, now my other question is knives. I've got kids ranging in age. Some of my bigger kids can use knives, and I want them to be able to reach them, but I don't want the little guys getting at them. Anything to say about knives?
The best happy medium that I can advise is that you make sure that your block is as far back and against the wall as possible. That way any child that you want to use the knives can reach them.
Okay. Okay, great.
So Julie, we're standing in front of your oven. Is there any particular reason why you have a towel standing here?
Well, the kids need to dry their hands there after I make them wash the dishes, don't they?
Ah, well, it's a great idea for discipline, but it's a bad idea in practice. If your little one were to grab both sides and pull at the same time, bonk!
Oh, right.
Right in the head. So we want to make sure that...
Gotcha. Done. Okay.
All right. The second thing that I want to mention about your stove, and not everybody has this on their stove, but if you do, it's a great idea to use. This is a control lock. If you hold this button for 5 seconds, it will actually shut off all of the controls to your oven so that no little prying fingers can access your stove.
I didn't even know that was there. How about that?
That's why I'm here.
Yeah. Okay, I've got one last question, and it has to do with my freezer. Let's go check it out. I don't know if I'm paranoid or if this is a rational fear, but for some reason the fridges and freezers freak me out a bit. I always think about leaving them for pickup outside, and you always have to put the doors off. So are they really a hazard? What's the deal?
At the curbside, they absolutely are. You don't want any little one to get trapped inside arbitrarily. When they're inside, when you have a freezer of this size, obviously you have 6 kids, you need something this size. The downside is that a toddler can easily grab the side or the bottom and pull open the door, and who knows what might fall down on top of them. The easiest solution that I can give you is to put a lock on the top of the freezer where only people who are tall enough to reach it can have access to the freezer. It's very easy to use. All you have to do is lift up with your thumb, open the door. When you close it, it will lock itself. Easy peasy.
Ken, these kitchen tips have been great. They're practical, they're easy, they don't cost a bomb, and at the end of the day, they're going to keep my little mover safe. So thank you.
Thanks for having me, Julie.